Trigger warning, spoiler alert. Anybody smell a catfish? You are experiencing the Tom Kelly Show. Don't make that face. That's how this whole thing started. I am here
That's how you're going to start this, Tom?
I'm starting it straight with, did I get the best catfishing ever?
Well, I'll go with that. Maybe, possibly.
It's working in my favor. Well, I guess the best would actually be if you were not just a catfish. But so this, as catfishing goes, it could be a lot worse. How about that? I have talked about her on the Tom Kelly Show before. I am here with Caitlin O'Connor. Some of you are already following her on Instagram. Have you gotten any Tom Kelly fans talking to you yet?
Yes, I had 2. 1 or 2?
All right, well,
Definitely.
that's still...
Hi. Hello, 1 or 2.
Not as many as I wanted, but more than what some people thought.
1 or 2 that I saw.
It's probably 2. In fact, hi Jacob Lee Downey and hi Marianne. Right, probably a Jacob Lee. Yeah. Anyway, also in the room is my nephew Nico, who just had his first full day as an intern at a business. That's all we're gonna say because we want to keep his career safe. And he's either here just to laugh at our jokes or just send texts to whoever he's trying to slide into. But while Nico is trying to slide into someone's DMs behind the camera, this is how I met Caitlin, trying to slide into your DMs. Right. DMs.
Yes.
Okay, it was on Instagram. So I'm on Bumble, a dating app. And there's a beautiful blonde girl. Okay. And it has picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, picture 4. And it had your Instagram name. And then I go to Caitlin's Instagram. And by the way, how do you describe yourself? You're an influencer, Instagram influencer.
No.
No, you don't describe how do you describe yourself to people?
I'm a TV host.
You're a TV host.
Yes.
With 500,000 followers on Instagram.
Yes.
Okay. Who has also models?
I have lots of models.
And you model?
I do. I have, yes.
You're in New York modeling this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm a multi-hyphenate. But influencer gives me that cringy, like, ooh, she takes a lot of selfies thing in my mind.
And you don't take selfies?
I do take selfies.
Okay. But you're not an influencer.
Please, no. Please,
okay.
No.
So TV host and you're comedy adjacent.
Help. Comedy adjacent.
Because that's what I also liked about her. She knows every hot comedian out there. And anyway, I'm on the Bumble and I'm like, oh my God, I have found either my dream girl or somebody who'd be a great guest on the podcast, which is pretty much, at this point, I'd prefer a great guest. You know.
I love that.
Anyway, and I slide into your DMs and I say, hey, saw you on Bumble. Would love to meet up in Los Angeles for drinks or have you on my podcast. And you replied very quickly with, would love to be on your podcast.
And the reason why I didn't even ask about Bumble is because I had just gone to a Bumble party on a yacht. It was like a Bumble, and I thought you meant the Bumble party on the yacht that I just went to.
Okay. By the way, she was partying on a yacht in LA 3 weeks ago, and I made her walk up all 4 flights of stairs into my apartment here in New York City. So you were at a Bumble party on a yacht. So wait, but let's go one step further. So
that's why I answered you. I thought I legitimately met you at the Bumble party that was on the yacht.
And then a week or 2 later, we meet up in New York after you canceled being on this podcast 12 times.
No, not 12. Don't,
1.
Don't give me that reputation.
Okay,
2.
but 1.
2 or 3.
2 or 3. 2 or 3 for sure.
Let's give the truth.
But by the way, she canceled one more time than I got her Instagram followers. Probably, right? No? Yes? No?
I'll go with it.
Okay,
You're my friend, I'll go with it.
2 Instagram followers, 3 cancellations. Anyway, back to that. And then we're having a cup of coffee at the Starbucks near the comedy club we were going to meet up at. And then you say, well, I'm not on Bumble. And you say, I've had a boyfriend for, 8 years, 7 years, 9 years?
All of them.
Okay.
Everything. I've actually never been single. Maybe 6 months in my life.
Yeah, she was betrothed. She was betrothed to a Mormon polygamist.
The word, betrothed?
Betrothed?
Betrothed.
What is it, Nico?
Betrothed.
Betrothed? Okay, thank you, Nico, for yelling from across the room, not into his microphone. Betrothed.
The one time my English degree has worked for me.
Well, there you go.
It's here right now.
If that correction's not worth $100,000, I don't know what is. So,
cheers.
Yeah, so wait, does this happen to you a lot? Are there people out there using your picture?
Yes, there are Facebook accounts asking my relatives for money. There are and numerous people have been duped, but it's not me.
Wait, who gave money to your...
Random followers out there will message me and send me like somebody at one point sent me like a book of screenshots of all the messages they had had with me, like the conversations over the years, him sending this person money. They obviously just take my pictures from the internet and make their own pages. And thankfully I have the blue check, but nobody seems to
care about that.
No.
No.
They just think they're talking to me on a different private account that's, not going to get me in trouble or...
Yeah, that's my new thing now. I generally know I have an Instagram scammer trying to follow me when they're good looking. Like, in general, if there's a new person, like, there's no good-looking people coming in and saying, I saw your damn podcast. There's not.
Or maybe they want to be on your show.
Well, and here you are. So you never mind. We're back. So...
I'm creating content because I'm an influencer.
We are. So you and I had the best damn conversation ever when we finally met up in New York. Not at first, because you were kind of decaffeinated. But once you had a cup of coffee, you became very charming.
The drugs.
The drugs. Again, it's all about the drugs. So you met your boyfriend.
On set. In 2013.
Oh, we allowed to
2012?
talk about how he came into your life and how we dated him?
Oh, sure.
The manifesting end of it?
Yes.
Because you were, for a beautiful woman, you're a creepy stalker.
I'm creepy like you. That's why we're friends. I'll vouch for Tom. Okay.
And there you go. Hi. Creepers are down. And by the way, Nico now laughing. Fine. He put down the phone on that. Thank you, Nico. Now, yeah, so you're creepy like me. But you seem to be doing a better job at being creepy than me.
Creepiness just comes naturally. It's the nerd in me, I guess. So we met on set. I was playing a homeless, dreadlocked girl, dirty, playing guitar.
Okay.
And I had seen I thought he was working, as somebody on set. I don't know what he did. He was carrying a big box. He looked very strong. He was very tall, and I was very dirty. And I had dreadlocks. So I didn't want to talk to him on set. I took the call sheet, and I looked up everybody after work to try and find him and add him on Facebook or...
Okay.
And on the call sheet, it says people's phone numbers, but that is a step too far.
Yeah, I think but is it really a step too far now?
I don't know.
I think it is a step too far, but actually it's probably 5 steps too far, even though it all goes to the same place.
And then I couldn't even find him on the call sheet. I couldn't, I looked everybody up on Facebook. I'm like, I don't see him. And he was the last name that I looked up. It was the PA section, who are the assistants on set, if you're out
So
there.
you were hitting on the lowest ranked guy on this TV shoot?
Yes.
Even though you were an actress, good-looking woman, dressed as a homeless woman?
He was cute.
He was cute.
He was
okay.
cutie. I knew.
But something went wrong.
Yes, I found him on Facebook. I asked him out, and he said no.
Wait, he just said no?
He said, no, I have a girlfriend. I'd love to, but I have a girlfriend.
Okay. And you still added each other?
I added him, yes.
And then you vultured him?
What's a vulture?
Nico, do you know what a vulture is? Yeah, pull on the microphone. Reach for the microphone. Do you know
Come
what a
here,
vulture is? No, he
Nico.
doesn't want to be on. All right. The vulture is where you kind of just stay friends, and you kind of just fly above waiting for the dead meat, and then you swoop down. Caca! Caca! That's the vulture.
I suppose. Well, I first saw that he sold art, so I decided I liked his art, and even though I had been rejected, I still didn't like the feeling of failure, so I bought one of his art pieces every year for 4 years until he said yes to a date.
That's the part that I find freaky.
Oh.
You just, again, repeating, for those of you just tuning in, she
some
fell
girls
in love with an artist who had a girlfriend, and you kept buying his work, his hand-painted art, one a year for 4 years, hanging this stuff in your home.
Yes.
Like, did you date in between during those 4 years?
I did. I had the same boyfriend. When we met, I was in a relationship, so I was the one in the wrong anyway.
Oh, so you were cheating on your boyfriend to potentially go out with your the guy who's now your boyfriend?
I won't say cheating.
Flirting.
Flirting. I sent a message. Yeah.
Sniffing
it's bad.
around.
All bad. All bad.
And judging by Nico's reaction in the distance, cheating. So
It was all bad.
Or
But
actually, not even cheating. You were just bad at cheating.
I was terrible at cheating.
But you were manifesting. So now you're buying this guy who you tried to cheat with's art.
We'll go with that.
Did your boyfriend at the time ask, who are these paintings by? And you said, oh, that's the man I'd rather be sleeping with?
This is harsh. This is very harsh, Tom. No, I just put it in my
Okay.
house.
And I don't mean
Because
to
we weren't living together, so he...
Okay. And I don't mean to make it harsh. I just meant to make it comedic because you had a nice thought about it.
And I also liked that he didn't say yes to the date because he was in a relationship. He was upfront and honest and protecting his girlfriend, and I liked that. So I wanted to support his
And he's
his
good, by the
dream.
way. Tell everybody where they
Yes.
can find him.
It's at @sduncan_art. It's a Stephen
And-
Duncan.
And just saying, if you buy one piece a year, he could be yours.
We'll see about that. You had a knife here on the table.
There was a knife on the table that I have safely moved away from you.
I've put it in my stuffed animal on my lap for safety.
Okay, but the one thing I liked about how you painted your relationship with, what was his name again?
Stephen.
Stephen, yeah. The one thing I liked about your relationship with Stephen was you talked about how you were kind of manifesting him.
I didn't, I ultimately didn't know that I would end up with Stephen. I
But
didn't
were
know
you
that he was the
trying to
one for me.
manifest it? And tell everybody what manifesting is because we're going to get into that.
Well, if you've heard of the book The Power or The Secret,
Yeah.
it's basically surrounding yourself with your goals, so having them written down or having a tangible, something you can touch that reminds you of what you want in life
Yeah.
will help draw that situation into your life.
Right.
So whether it's having a necklace that reminds you of your grandmother who told you to become an actress and you want to do that for her in her memory, always having that tangible piece of whatever you're looking for. I guess what happened was I collected his art and I, saw it in my house all the time. And originally I bought the pieces because I said, oh, maybe these can go in my son's room at one point.
Oh my God, you really are getting scary.
No, it's not scary. I just like the art. I was like, oh, I want my
But
son
your son,
to be like
whoever,
Superman.
It doesn't
or-
matter who fathers him, but your son's room.
Yes, because I just met a cute guy on set and I liked his art.
Okay.
And he had rejected me, so it reminded me of being strong.
Yeah, and listen, the future Mrs. Tom Kelly could be watching this podcast wondering what the hell is going on. Am I vulturing
And
you?
we're talking about her.
Yes. No, I'm hoping you'll introduce me to her, but we'll get into that. So now you manifest your boyfriend. You've lasted for a while, and then you and I had a great chat talking about me performing. I am good looking.
I do not know what just happened
Right.
in that intro.
Hang on. Okay, but we were talking about my comedy, right? I'm a good-looking man.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm funny,
You are funny.
but my
I've seen it.
humor comes from me kind of making fun of myself, and you felt that was a strike.
Self-deprecating.
Yes.
Is good. Oh, don't be too self-deprecating because what you're speaking into the universe will come to pass.
Okay.
Words have power.
Now,
And
how
you're-
am I
and
going to
you're-
be funny if I can't make fun of myself is really where I'm going.
I think my advice was don't be self-deprecating in the areas of your life that you want to change.
We've talked about this on the podcast. If I talk to a crowd of 1,000 people a week and say I can't get laid and make fun of my haircut and
It will perpetuate that situation in your life because you're different parts of your brain that aren't necessarily awakened to human, words like
Right.
the English language, but just the feeling of that you're attaching yourself to the feeling of never getting laid. So that's coming into your life. That's the best that I can describe manifestation.
Okay, so now how do I adapt my act while still being able to feed my family? I don't like how do I change what do I do during this transition time? What comes first, getting laid or
I think to
Or
switch
changing the
the
act.
I think to switch the words to be connected to the feeling of you're always getting laid.
so act like I am more of a douchebag than I really am.
Perfect.
All right, I'll take that.
Girls love douchebags.
Well, okay, which brings us to, can we talk about the girl you wanted to set me up with?
Yes.
Okay, so CJ Franco is her?
CJ Franco.
Everybody go find her on Instagram. Maybe I'm putting her picture on this wall right now. I'm not sure. Nico, go look up CJ Franco, and then you can chime in on that one. Look up CJ Franco. Okay.
No, people, this is how I keep friends, and I just told this to Nico.
Right.
I like to set up people I know.
And you know a lot of good-looking comedians and funny people.
I know lots of successful people.
Okay, like you and I had another thought, that I'm
I have
not
a-
necessarily looking for love, I'm looking for a co-host.
Yes. Did I say that? That comes from me? That's gold.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
You kind of said something like that.
Cheers.
Okay. Now, I love how you're switching between soda and coffee, by the way.
Sugar and caffeine.
Okay, you are a
He
beautiful
had no-
woman
he had
on
no
the
sugar.
diet of a 13-year-old boy.
He had no sugar. So
Oh.
I have sugar and I have strength.
Wait, so you're taking Straight coffee with a Coke chaser.
Yes.
Well, and okay, so you see I'm a bachelor, I'm a mess. Okay,
am I.
this is a good transition here. I'm a mess.
And I'm a 13-year-old boy.
You tried to set me up with, and we haven't really pursued it full speed. Let's go through the list of unrealistic expectations here. You tried to, you mentioned I could be a good fit for this girl, CJ Franco.
I love CJ.
I love her too. And then I watched the TV show she was on. Tell America what TV show she was on.
F-Boy Island on HBO Max.
Nico, do you know what an F-boy is? Okay. Where an F-boy is a douchebag, for lack of a better word? It's more than a douchebag.
Well, he's not equipped with the faculties to be a good man as a boyfriend.
Okay. I will accept that as a definition. A good-looking man.
I have an A.
You have an A? I think so.
Minus.
I mean, I don't know if I should be the one to judge. Right? Nico, was that a good definition for F-boy? Okay. A good-looking, self-confident man who
Yes.
does not have the faculties to be a good boyfriend. And, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it takes guys who look like they just came out of the fraternity recruiting poster. And then it also takes guys who look like they just came out of the Genius bar at the Apple store. And they take good-looking women like this girl, CJ. And they have to pick which guy are they going to wind up with.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And
The girls have to pick.
the girls pick. And then if the guy's an F-boy, he gets $1,000. And if he's a nerd, he gets to lose his virginity. Seems to be how the show, right?
I don't recall the rules, but it's funny when the girl picks the F-boy.
Okay. So the F-boys are trying to be nicer. They're self-described. Anyway.
And it's a secret. Nobody knows who the good guys are
Okay.
and who the F-boys are.
So you have now seen my apartment. I'm serving you a model with 500,000 Instagram followers, coffee out of an old View mug, and something I got at Marshall's. I made you walk up the 5 flights of my walk-up apartment to come in, and right now the fire exit is blocked with green screens. Could I date a girl like that with my current life and current income?
Well, I got my man, so can you. You can get your girl.
But you don't have to pay for your man's lifestyle.
But you could. Girls pay too. This is 2022, Tom Kelly.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
I'm not saying in my relationship. I do.
So,
most
can-
women want to be taken out to dinner, or
Yeah, and I'll do that. Like, God, this is probably, you know what, we're far enough into the podcast where I'll tell the story. So I went on a date, I guess, right before I went up to Maine a couple of weeks ago. And woman was more than age appropriate. So she was about 3 or 4 years older than me. She was 104. And see, now there, self-deprecating. Did that work? Am I now killing myself of hooking up with your friend CJ?
you can fall in love with an older woman.
Okay, and she was nice. She was smart, and I like her. But it's usually I keep the age bracket at now. I'm the top of the roller coaster.
Continue.
I expanded the brackets and went beyond my comfort zone. I Googled the woman before going on the date. Did I tell you this story yet or no?
No.
Okay. So she made her company contract came up this year. She made $500,000 in salary this year.
That's good.
She also made another $500,000 in a bonus. And then she also got $10 million in company stock. And she did not offer to split the bill at the end of the date. Now, she doesn't know I know this. But I found the fact that she did not offer to haggle drove me crazy.
And why?
I appreciate the haggle. Now, I would have paid. But I appreciate the haggle because the haggle is a sign of independence.
I've never been in that situation to have that much money, so I don't know how I would feel, and at that age. But maybe
Okay.
she's only dated people, or has only been around guys who do pay the bill.
Okay. Well, now,
Who asked who out?
I asked her out.
I think. Yeah, I think the person who asked.
Thank you, 23-year-old who doesn't want to go near the microphone. Nico just shouted out, I gotta pay.
I think the person.
If you're gonna talk, the microphone, I told you where the microphone is.
Or I think the person who picks the restaurant. If one person asks the other one out, and then the girl picks the restaurant.
I picked the restaurant. I picked the date. I could have taken her to Sizzler, and I'm not upset about. I do appreciate the haggle. Or what I really hate is when I do the follow-up text. There was no I'd like a Venmo for half a dinner now.
Was there a follow-up text?
There was a follow-up text with no answer, and then I saw an Instagram post that this person was running a marathon, and I said, "Hey, when's your marathon?" I got the date, and I said, "Man, we should train together," or something, and no reply. It's all right. You got supermodels to set me up with.
Maybe it's because you wanted to pay the bill.
But I didn't ask. I paid the bill. I just appreciate the haggle. You know what I appreciate? I appreciate the I bought lunch from, and we'll end this podcast soon, and maybe we'll go to a.
Maybe her paying the bill would give her too much power.
But she didn't know I knew she was rich. I only know she's rich
because you're creepy like me.
And that's an ending to the show. All right, friends. So listen, if you're new to the podcast, do me a favor, hit subscribe. I'm going to record 1 or 2 more episodes with Caitlin because I feel like we really got to talk about which of your model friends you want me to date. Can we get one on the phone?
Gosh, what time is it in Los Angeles? Let's see. It would be 7:37. They're all on dates with other people, but we'll try.
Ah! This was the worst podcast ever. Oh, by the way, Nico, great haggler, okay? Okay, I bought dinner for Nico today, all right? And he said, I got $20. And I'm like, I know he had no intention of pulling that $20 bill out, but he offered. And that is what I appreciate, the haggle.
I've learned the definition of haggle.
You didn't know what the haggle meant?
Haggle takes on many forms. I knew it was some type of arguing.
Okay. So, on that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the show, hit subscribe. TomKellyShow.com is the gateway to all things Tom Kelly. We don't have advertising on this show for 2 reasons. 1, because we can't find any sponsors. And 2, because I want to keep the show concise and full of entertainment. How do you pay for the show? Share it with a friend. Get somebody else to listen to it. We're starting a religion, people. Until next time, good night, New York.
I won't see you on Bumble.